Hello, this is Permaculture Laboratory. Today is 16th February 2018. This is Yuki speaking. Today, I record not in Sahainan, but in the river near Hoepan School. Hoepan School is near Sahainan. And by chance, I see my friend Dominic, a Sahainan friend. So I asked him interview. So today's guest is I will introduce you. Today's guest. Today's guest is Dominic. Please introduce yourself, name and nation.
Hi, this is Dominic speaking. I'm born in Germany, but I live for 18 years already in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, and I met Yuki 1 week ago at the Permaculture Educational Center.
In Sahainan.
Sahainan, that is correct.
Yes. And Dominic stayed last year. Last week.
Last week, yes.
Last week, Dominic stayed, and we talk a lot. And so I think he has a special good thinking. So I asked to interview. so now let's start the interview. So first, you are in Netherlands. You live in Netherlands, right?
Yes, that is correct. In Amsterdam, I live for many years now.
Oh, Amsterdam. In Japanese, オランダのアムステルダム。Yeah, Amsterdam. Okay. And okay, so first question: why did you come to Sahainan?
I'm traveling with my girlfriend Anna and with our daughter Jonna Lotta. She is now 4 years old, and next year she has to go to school.
Oh.
So our last chance this year to travel for a little bit longer. So we travel for 6 weeks, and we have found on a website called ilikelocal.com. We found this project Sahainan about permaculture, and we have heard this word quite often, but we did not really.
You didn't?
The word permaculture, we
permaculture.
have heard, and some of our friends told us a little bit.
Your friend told you about permaculture, right?
Yes, but we had actually not really an idea. We knew it's something with growing your own food, and maybe it's like a way of life. But we didn't know too much, and we thought this is a perfect chance because we are on holiday mode, and we have no alarm clock in the morning, and we have no to-do list every day. So we are free, our mind is free. So we thought it's a perfect chance to find out more, because back in the Netherlands our daily life is very busy, so there is not so much space for exploring new things or new ideas. So we thought this is the perfect chance.
Okay. In summarize, maybe you have a daughter 4 years, and next year she has to go to school.
Yes.
So you can have time now.
Yes.
Now. So you travel for 4 months.
We travel in total almost 2 months, I think almost 8 weeks, and we spend actually most of the time in Thailand. And because of this website and we found this place, we decided let's go to the north, because we also knew that quite some parts in the south, all the islands are very touristic, and we don't like so much to meet so many people from our own country. We like to be a bit away from that. So we decided to spend most of the time in the north, in the Nan province.
Oh, okay. So you're traveling and traveling. You are traveling various places in North Thailand, and you chose Sahainan for 5 days.
Yes.
Spend, and you didn't know about permaculture very well.
No.
And but some friends told you it's permaculture is good way of thinking,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, and that are friends that are good friends. So we had a feeling that it must be something that is close to our heart, or something that is probably something that will have an impact on us. But we never really had the chance to dive into it. So
Okay. So I I have another question. So how is your life in Netherlands? You said before you have you are managing on your own company. Maybe it's very busy. I think I want to ask how is your life in your country?
that is a good question. Yuki told me a bit about his life, and I have to say that our life in the Netherlands is not as crazy or as busy as the maybe average Japanese life, but still,
Maybe typical city life.
yeah, it's typical city life. Amsterdam is not a very big city, but it's the biggest city in the Netherlands. It has 800,000 people. I have my own company. I'm a candy maker. I make candies by hand. My girlfriend has also her own business. She makes face paint art. I think we both work maybe 40 to 50 hours per week. So it's normal. It's not crazy, but of course it takes a lot of time, and especially because it's your own business, that means that if you are free, you're still thinking of it. So you're never really free, but it's okay. But having also our daughter, and we want to try to spend time with her, so there's not much time for your own things. So you are busy with being a good family and getting your business all right and working. And sometimes you manage to watch an interesting documentary or a video at night, but it's not much. I almost never have a day where I'm thinking, oh, today I have nothing to do. The last time I had nothing to do, I think that is more than 10 years ago. I don't remember.
Maybe you also want to time with your daughter.
Yes, we try, because we realize it's a special time in our life with our daughter being 4 years old. We try to have as much time as possible, which is difficult, of course, but I think we manage. But I realize my parents still live in Germany. Sometimes it takes me 1 or 2 weeks to find half an hour to call. So every day, at least in our head, it feels like is very full.
Parents are busy.
Yeah, or I have. Then I think, oh, I really would like to talk to my parents and just call them. And I think, okay, tonight I will try. And then, no, not time. Tomorrow. And sometimes it's 2 weeks. I think, oh man, I only need half an hour. How can it be that it takes me 2 weeks to find this little half hour spot?
Okay, that's why you need time with your daughter.
Yeah, that is high on my priority list, time with my daughter or to play with her. But quite often I realize now that not often we have dinner together. We have almost never breakfast together, because we are having all our lives, and it's difficult to find the typical family life, that you wake up together, that you have breakfast together. Now in this holiday, we have this almost every day, and I realize, that is so nice. It's a shame in Amsterdam we almost never have a day where we have all three free.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't mean you dislike work. It doesn't mean.
No.
So you want to need more time with family, and you want to spend more happier time. I think.
Yeah, it sometimes I wish that a day would have more than 24 hours. That I sometimes or quite often I wish, because there are you want to make your work and you want to do that good, that you can be proud and that you enjoy it. You want to have time to spend with your family. You also would like to have time for yourself to read a book or to spend time for things that you like.
Self-thinking is
Yeah.
more important.
It's also
sometimes.
important to develop yourself,
Yeah.
but all these things seem to be too much to fit in 24 hours. Then you think maybe it's time management, maybe I should manage my time better, or maybe it's just too much. I should say, well, then I don't develop myself, but then at least I have time for family and my business. It seems that you always have to decide where there's no time and that you have to skip, that at least you have a bit of time left for the very important things, but always a bit too little time.
I think so. I know what you mean. Maybe many people feel like that. But if we talk about your talk, we cannot go to work. So many people decide to not to think about that. Maybe, but if we think about that seriously, it upset us. We have more trouble in life.
You are right. Yes.
Yes, but thinking more is make a solution. I think so. So you maybe you follow your own thinking. I admire. I feel interesting. You. So next question. In Sahainan, how did you feel? Maybe long.
No, that's the right question. I have to say, it made a very deep impression on me, much more profound than I expected.
First, sorry from my question. You made a chair. So Dominic is an engineer for architecture, architect engineer. But you usually make by yourself, right?
I studied architecture for 8 years. I also graduated, but I never worked as an architect. I became straight away a candy artist, which I liked for the last 12 years. So I'm trained in designing things, but only theoretical. So plans, drawings, maybe a little maquette or little model drawings.
Drawings is
but never,
maybe main
thing.
But you made the chair and table. So how did you feel?
That was one of the things I did in these 5 days that we were here. We needed tables and chairs for the communal area for breakfast and dinner and lunch, and I liked the idea to do that. So we had no electricity, so no electrical saw, no measurement tool, no ruler, no leveler. So everything had to be done by eye measurement and by manual force. And it was a very, very nice experience to have an idea and without drawing and without thinking too much, just to use the basics and to think, okay, we need table legs and we need a table plate, or like, I'm not sure what the English word is, but the tabletop, and to saw these things and then to think, okay, how can we connect them? And it was a very nice experience to start in the very early morning at 6,
yeah.
1 hour before breakfast, still dark, and having a lamp, with a headlamp, and then breakfast was at 8, and at 8 we had already the first table finished, and it was not the way that I learned. It was not perfect,
Not so stable,
Not
but
so
but
stable,
we can
but we could
use.
all use it, and we could sit on it, and it was a very nice experience to just skip the whole designing part, but just do. That was beautiful. I really enjoyed it. That was just one of the things what I really liked those 5 days. That it was very practical. It was very straightforward. It was no much thinking, but just doing, looking what the needs are, and then.
Maybe you said it's the most impressive experience. One of.
Yeah, I would like to say a few sentences about those 5 days. What I said earlier, in Amsterdam, my life is constantly about how to manage my time the most possible, and quite often you go to bed at night and think, maybe I could have done better. And you live according.
Before you sleep,
you think,
you think about your managing.
Yeah, you're managing time, and you think, did I divide my time good? Did I produce things that made me happy?
But you could concentrate on only making.
Exactly so, and. What was very, very interesting about those 5 days, it was a very different rhythm. So, first of all, in fact, no electricity. That means that automatically you go to bed when it's dark and you wake up when the light comes up. That's number one. The second thing, what made a very deep impression on me, was the fact that you are not producing any garbage. So you don't buy things that are packaged. And you use and you throw away the packaging, but everything you need, you take from the land that is provided naturally. You eat it. If you need to buy a table, you find the wood in the forest. You saw it, you use it, and you don't buy it in a shop. So everything what is needed, you take from the nature around you. So one girl said it really nice. She said you are living. With nature and not against it, and it sounds a bit like a phrase, but it's true in a sense. It's really true. And so it was funny that straight away it was not difficult to get into this rhythm, and it felt very nice from the first day. So we had no to-do list. There was no alarm clock. I didn't even check the time. The time didn't matter from the first day. It didn't need to check. You felt, I'm hungry. It's time for a meal. I'm tired. Okay, I go to sleep. I wake up, so I get up.
Nature rhythm.
Nature rhythm, and I was surprised how quickly you could adapt. Of course, and I want to be honest, knowing in your head that it's only temporary. You knew, okay, it's an experience we knew we do this for 5 days, and you knew this is only temporary. But still, and that is for me the biggest question, and I'm still thinking about it. Still thinking about it, because let's say the city life back home is one extreme, and this 5 days was another extreme. I see a lot of benefits in both things. And the big question that I have now is, how can I combine? That is the big question. How can you combine these two things, or is it possible to combine? That is my question. Can you live, let's say, a permaculture life in a big city, or could you live a big city life in the permaculture surrounding? Or are these two separate things that are not possible to be united?
Yes. Yes. First, my impression. I remember strongly with your memory with you. You felt no use money and no garbage. And if we need, we can take from the nature.
Yeah.
That is very comfortable.
Yeah,
But you so we experience permacultural lifestyles. But if we go back to city life, we have to start city life. But you including me, you and me. Some people think some people want to want to permacultural life even living in the city.
Yeah.
It is I am running a permaculture laboratory. It is one of the biggest research theme in my permaculture laboratory. But it is we can we can, of course.
I hope so much that you are right. I have thought, of course, already about a few small steps that I definitely want to change. Maybe the most important thing for me in those 5 days was that there was no stress, and I have, for many years, I'm thinking about city life, and I think the biggest problem, also when I talk to friends or people that also live in the city, so many people feel stress, and of course stress can be positive, but I think stress in many cases results also in problems, health problems. And I for myself, I would love to reduce the stress to a minimum. And I thought, and the other thing, what I found important in those 5 days, that I felt that my, let's say, the CO2 footprint or my footprint in nature was very okay. I think in those 5 days I was no disaster for nature. It was okay.
Yeah.
While in 5 days city life, I think my footprint is not okay. Just by the things I buy, the packaging I use, the energy I use, I feel if everyone lives like me, then the world will not last much longer. And I got very aware of that. So when I'm going back, number one, what I would like to try is to reduce my footprint.
Reduce your footprint.
Yeah.
It is your solution number one.
That is, I'm not sure if it's number one, but it's one of the solutions I want to try. To number one, very much reduce packaging, so that before I went to the supermarket every day, I bought every day supermarket. So when you finish work, you are tired and it's late, you go to the supermarket, you buy easy things. Maybe the mango is already pre-cut, the pineapple is pre-cut, little bit of plastic packaging. I think a bit like Japan, very pretty packaging, very convenient, easy to use.
So now, you have already reached your solution.
Very small.
No. And I think many small is very important.
Yes,
I think. Some people think only big solution, but it's not good, I think.
You are right. We had this nice conversation together with Shen, the boy from Malaysia, and he also put it really nice. He also mentioned that, including me, I always thought about the big steps. So how can I drastically change the world, or at least change my life? And then you get frustrated because you realize maybe I just cannot do it. So then you almost give up. But and he said it really nice, that maybe also the way that you said it, maybe many small steps create something, and you need to start somewhere. And I decided for myself, just after these 5 days, I really want to start somewhere. So number one, I will really be careful about shopping. So I think I'm happy to go to markets once a week and buy the food for 1 week, because of course living in the permaculture world, or these 5 days, I was busy for many hours per day with, or everybody who was working in this farm was busy many hours per day to plant food, to maintain it, to water it, to harvest it, to prepare it, so cooking the food. So there's many hours per day that you need to use if you want to do it perfectly. And being in the city and having a job that maybe costs you 8 hours a day, maybe more, you don't have another 8 hours to do all these things to have no footprint. So
maybe buying less. I come to Sahainan 3 times this year, last year, and 2 years ago, and I felt same as you. Buying less, only 1 time per week. Shopping is very comfortable. And after going back to Japan 2 years ago, we try to eat. Before Sahainan, before coming Sahainan, we go to once per 2 days.
okay.
So changed. After changed once per week, it's very comfortable. So it's nice solution. One of the nice solution, and maybe you can start from now.
Yeah, I will.
After that, you want to try next solution, next idea, and so small step, but it makes big steps. I think. I'm looking forward to your change. Sorry, time is time to end.
Maybe
last.
Can I say one
Okay,
thing,
okay. Last message.
I just want to say I'm very excited to come back, and I'm really excited to start trying. It really opened my eyes in a way. It's funny. So sometimes there are these things. The same thing happened to me 5 years ago with eating meat. I always was eating meat, and I thought, oh, maybe it's not so good, maybe this. And it was this one book I read, Eating Animals, and it was this effect of, oh, okay, well, and it was very easy. And I think the same happened here, that you think, oh, maybe it's not so good to consume so much energy, so to live the city life the way you do. You felt always something is not right, but maybe it's okay, and you close your eyes. And these 5 days, they did open my eyes, and I'm very excited to come back and try to integrate the things I learned and saw here into my city life. And I'm happy to talk to you again, Yuki, maybe in a year, and see if it was possible to integrate some of the things I learned into my life. I'm happy to tell you in a year.
Me too. Thank you. Maybe you can change your life happily. Let's keep in touch.
Yes, thank you much.
And tell me you are changing.
Very nice to meet. I mean, I have to also say that it was very exciting to meet Yuki. As he said, he's already for the 3rd year here, and to see how he told us about his life in Japan 3 years ago, and to see how extremely he changed it. And I can see the smile in his face every day, the smile in the face of his wife Sai and his kids, and it was a pleasure for us to meet them, to see, wow, they managed from a very stressful life, the way he described it, to this very simple but extremely happy life, to have their kids around, to see them every day, to spend so much time as a family, and to just live happily. And it's a big inspiration for me and my girlfriend. We met them and thought, wow, this definitely there is some truth in this permaculture. We are excited to explore more. So it was only 5 days, small first contact, but we definitely not finished. We want to get deeper into it, and in the end of the day, I think I want to become old. and I want to look back on my life and I want to have a smile on my face, the same smile that Yuki has now. So the journey has begun. Let's see where it ends.
Okay, let's see again. Any somewhere sometime.
Nice.
I will go to. I may go to Netherlands.
Yes, please, you're
I'm
very
not sure,
welcome,
but
Yuki, to meet.
I want to see you again.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Today's guest was Mr. Dominic, my friend Dominic.
That sounds very official. Yay! Bye bye, dear people.
Bye-bye. So today's today's radio permaculture is ended up. Bye bye, bye bye. This is Yuki speaking.
And Dominic speaking. Bye bye.
Bye
Arigato.
bye.